We are Tony Steele and The Massacre, and we're here to answer your questions from social media. Kevin Thompson, who are your musical influences and how has that impacted on your music?
I'd say mine were Echo and the Bunnymen, anything down to like Pink Floyd, everything really. You could even count Beethoven as an inspiration really.
Right, man.
And from Keith Moon, Buddy Rich.
For me personally, just anyone who can play guitar better than me, I'm all over that.
I'd say the Lars, the Beatles, Oasis and Buddy Holly, and Motown. Who are the new members in your band? So,
everyone apart from you. I'm Sean. I've been Tony's mate since I was about 20.
Just give your name, Sean.
Yeah.
I think that's all he wants.
Oh, is that all he wants? Yeah.
You play.
Oh yes, I'm Sean.
I don't have to give the right story, like.
I'm Dylan.
Bass.
Yeah. Mal, drums.
Yeah.
And vocals.
And vocals.
Oh yeah.
How did it all start? Well, it started with me in about 2015. I'd been in a couple of bands a few years before. Walked away from music. And I wrote a couple of songs. I rang my mate at the time, who was in them bands with me. He was a bass player called Peter McParland. And we recorded a song called Starting From Scratch. Was my mind so sleeping? Put it on YouTube and Facebook with no plans of starting a band, and it went viral right across the country and got into #1 on the singer-songwriter iTunes chart. And then the next thing you know, we've got a band wrapped around me at the time, and we're on tour and loving the music. That's how it started, starting from scratch the song. Jason Dennison on Instagram. Who are your biggest influences from being young, or what made you want to be in a band? My biggest influences, music-wise, was Motown, Jackson 5, Diana Ross and the Beatles, Buddy Holly, Johnny Cash and the Lars. That's from being young.
Mine are everything. There's nothing apart from cheesy pop really. Yeah. But when I was young, it was the Beatles.
The Beatles one, isn't it?
Beatles.
Beatles, what's yours, Sean?
And the Wombles.
Loads of heavy music.
Yeah, loads of heavy stuff to be honest. My favourite band when I was a kid was a band called Pantera, and their guitar player, to me, I'd never heard any. He's seen them live, so I'd never heard anything like it in my life, and that's what just blew my head off, and I said, I need to play guitar. End of.
Next question from H.J. Moody. Where's your favourite place to gig, and where would you love to play?
My favourite place to play would have to be the Zanzibar, R.I.P.
Yeah, same probably.
And where would you love to play?
Where would I love to play? Wembley Stadium.
World Court, Liverpool. Played.
Where would you love to play?
Brixton Academy.
I'd love to play anywhere right now, to be honest.
My favourite place It's a gig that I've gigged has got to be the O2 Academy in Liverpool, just like the whole vibe of the place when it's rammed. And the place I'd love to play is Glasgow Babylons. I've been there for a couple of gigs before and it's unbelievable. It's got one of them the floors that bounce up and down, like a spring ballroom it's called. So I want to play there.
Yeah.
Ian R. Percival has asked, is Charlie Lansbury Jr. a full-time or part-time member of the band? And Tom O'Brien says, do you have different members in this band? I've seen 2 different guitarists and bass players, or am I imagining things? Tom, you're not imagining things, mate, no. And Ian R. Percival, Charlie Lansbury Jr. was a full-time member of the band, not part-time. He's got religious beliefs that mean he can't play live between on the Sabbath from sundown Friday, sundown Saturday, which was really hard. So Sean was the guitarist that would come in and stand in. He's a good friend of mine. It's come to the point now where we've parted ways with Charlie. He's still a good friend and he had a massive influence on the band and still has now. But Sean Garr is now the lead guitarist of the band. As anyone who knows who's followed the band before these tracks that have come out now, Peter McParland, my bassist for a long time, over 3 bands, and my best mate, passed away last year. John Dillons came in to replace him on bass. On the last video, which was Tomorrow's Another Day, John couldn't play. His wife had coronavirus. So at the time he was on isolation. So we made the video with Charlie playing guitar, which was the original guitar. We played guitar on that track, and Sean came in and played bass. So yeah, we've had a lot of bass players and guitarists, drummers and different faces and that, but this is the lineup now. Yeah. Jimmy Lowe, when can we expect a new album and a tour, especially Liverpool?
COVID.
Come on, ask Boris.
Hopefully June onwards.
At the moment, Boris Johnson's our manager, so our tour manager. We're hoping, we haven't got a clue. The album, we've got no plans at the moment because of the new lineup. New songs are coming out all the time. There's new songs being written constantly. So at the moment, we're just recording and putting singles out there for yourselves. When the time's right, we'll say, right, this is the album with 10 tracks. I'd like to think that we've got an album out for early next year, 2022. So tour, I haven't got a clue at the moment about tours, but playing Liverpool, we're hoping to announce a gig, hopefully for October or November in Liverpool in the next few months. Reece Jones, you seem to have loads of jackets. How many have you got and what's your favourite? What jackets are you wearing for this video? Reece, yeah, I've got loads of jackets, mate. And I haven't got a clue how many I've got. I've got a ridiculous obsession with coats. So I've got an amount that I can't even count, mate, you know what I mean? My favourite, at the moment, I'd say it's a 1994 vintage Berghaus. I wear that a lot at the moment. It's cool. And what jacket am I wearing for this video? It's a Cultura del Terrazzo. Cultura, get them online, the boss. Neil Brady, what would you all be doing if you hadn't formed a band?
God.
I'll answer straight away, nothing.
Bloody hell. It's all I've really ever done is music. I'd most probably just be a manager somewhere in a fucking building society.
I am. I'm a regional area supervisor. No, other than that, music's the heart.
I'd be dead or in jail. Mine's a bit different in here. It's like, I'd be dead or in jail if I didn't find music. So music changed my life. Without being in a band, I didn't have that outlet. So it's more or less pushed me into a completely different direction in life and give me an outlet. So yeah, I'd be dead or in jail. A bit dark.
Nice one, Neil.
Nice question.
Ricky the Hitman Hatton, the boxer. If you ever get sick of Tony's performances, lads, you know where I am.
Yeah, we'll
Take
get on
Hitman,
that for
Hitman. He's also put best of luck, lads. Magic Matthew Hatton, Ricky Hatton's brother. What works better, protein powder or ostrich eggs? Well, ostrich eggs, mate, all day long, you know that. Keep it going, sausage. The Bandman, what artists are your inspiration? I think we mentioned that before about like as a kid and that, but
For me personally, it's these 3. Without these 3, I don't know what I'd be doing.
that's lovely, that's sure.
That's true though. Like, what else would I be doing? Nothing. Tripping me bollocks off.
I'd have never have got into into wanting to be in a band if it weren't for the bands that inspired me to be in a band was The Lars and Oasis in about 93, 94. I just looked at them two bands and thought they're cool and wanted to be in a band, so they're my inspiration.
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Small Faces.
Small Faces. Sean's dead upset now because we didn't say that he's our inspiration. You know? It was nice anyway. Jim Shanbo, 81. Question for you all. Given the dire straits of things in the world right now, do you think more bands, musicians should be more political? I don't mean every band should go and do a John and Yoko, but do you feel it could be addressed more? Or should music and politics stay out of each other's way? 2 questions on one day, sorry. As the main songwriter of the band, I don't write political songs, and when I do, I keep them away from the band.
Keep it to Chris Martin.
It's not my thing. I don't write them, but there's a lot of bands out there that do. Good luck on them, and some of them I like them. You know, some of my favourite bands of all time have been political, but we're not really a political band that puts out political messages. If one day I pick the guitar up and I'm writing a song and it's something I really feel, and a political song came out naturally and it was good, then it'd go out. But until that moment, I'm not going to try and force it. And neither do the rest of us. Yeah. So yeah, leave that to Chris Martin, isn't it?
And Bono.
And Bono. Judd Willie Bob. Tony, going back a few years now, I remember boxing on the same card as you at the Ritz. Do you still keep in shape, training, etc.? I remember you having a tough time a few years back. It's great to see you doing so well, and what a way you've come. All the best, George. All right, George, not too sure if I can remember you or not, mate, because he says Judd Willie Bob and George, so I'm not too sure, but yeah. I hope you had a better night at the Ritz than I did. I think I got beat there, didn't I? About 3,500 people on the Chris Bacon undercard, so...
Do you remember the Willie Bob?
I definitely remember the Willie Bob fighting on the same night as me, though, mate. I still keep in shape, mate, yeah. I still train, I still keep myself fit, but I don't box or do nothing like that no more. I'm just music. Kaiser Keller 78. All right, Tony, lad, what advice have you got for upcoming acts, solos or bands? Also, what do you think of the Mersey sound in its future? Got no advice whatsoever. If anyone wants to give me advice, give us it.
Yeah. Just do your own thing.
I do my thing, these 2 days, and we come together and we do art. And just write songs and put them out there and believe in your own music, you know. That's all I can say. And what do we think of the Mersey sound? What's a Mersey sound nowadays?
There's some good bands out there, but...
I think there's a lot of bands in Liverpool, but stifled by all the venues being shut down by the governments, which shouldn't be saying it was political before, but, you know. So if bands in Merseyside were allowed to breathe and be allowed to progress, then we're the best place in the world for music. But at the moment, don't know what Mersey sound is. Been locked in out for 18 months. You know what I mean? So Golf Joe Pro 74. Hi Tony. Any plans for the album? The stuff you released so far is pretty good. Cheers, Joe.
Kind of went upon that before, didn't we?
Yeah, touched on that before. The album hopefully should be next year, mate. But we're not gonna just rush an album out. We're still making every song we're making is better than the last one. So we're just going with that and just throwing them out there for you at the moment. David Edward Grant. Hi, hey Tony. Who's the creative force behind your songs, your process, you, or collaboration within the band? And what's the story behind your lead guitarist? He rocks. Lead guitarist is gone, mate. He's the new lead guitarist, and he rocks too. So it's all good. I mean, lead guitarist gone. He's a good lad. He does rock. He's not with us no more, and he's going to be on a lot of the recordings that are going on the album. Charlie Lansbury Jr.'s name is. And the creative force behind the songs has always been me. I'm the sole songwriter of the band until about the last week or so, when this man here popped up with a couple of songs that we've blown our heads away. One of them we've just co-written, worked on together. He passed me a song, I'd worked on it, made it a little bit different, and then we've co-written that. And another one he's come is an absolute belter, which I reckon will be recorded and will be a single next year. That'll be solely written by him. And these two, hopefully in time, they'll be coming with songs. So at the moment, we're in a bit of a transitional period from going from me being the main songwriter to getting other input, and if the songs work, then it'll be going on. Danny Rowlands, does not being super young give you doubts on making it big? No, you answer that, man. I am super young, man.
Yeah. I'm not that young.
Does it give you any doubts on making it big? I'm not asking to make it big or not.
Not about that.
Just about playing music.
So we make it. I'm not in it to make it big. I don't think these are either, because that's why we're in a band. Yeah. We're not in it to make it big, Danny, mate. We're in it just to make good music and be
and that's not why anyone else should be in it either, do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be all about that at all.
As long as people appreciate it, that's what we're in it for, mate. Nice one. Don Kincaid. Put this question in, mate, but I don't understand it. Hi, the band. Love all I heard so far. I played 350 gigs on the South Coast in a blues rock band. Is right, mate. So, is the lineup stable? Hard for bands, not Who or Stones or a Hero BB. I hope perhaps you are. Do you come down south around the Midlands to play live? Last song was just brilliant. Thank you all. Cheers, Don. Don, thanks for the good words and nice words on the last single, mate. Means a lot. Don't really understand the rest. The Midlands, we haven't got a clue where we're going to be playing yet, mate, until the next 6 months, and hopefully we've got a clearer picture. Is the lineup stable? I'm not stable, man. None of us are normally stable, but we're a set band now. This is a set band. The bit about the Who, the Stones or Hero BB, we've all confused with that one, mate, so we're just going to nod our head.
Nice one. And, cheers, Don.
And tag us in your blues and rock band, mate. You played 350 gigs on the South Coast. Give it a check it out and give it a share. Take care, Don Kincaid. Wacker Staffo. For you this once. Wacker from the drummer out of Hegarty. How long has Mal been playing drums? As when we left school, the only jobs out there was youth training schemes. Me and Mal was on a paint and decorating scheme, and he was a real shy lad and kept himself to himself. He used to bring a snare drum with him, and on his break, he used to climb the boundary wall and practice paradiddles on the snare. So how long have you been playing drums?
1984. 37 years.
37 years before I was born. Yeah, nice one, Wacker lad.
I remember it well. Thank you, Wacker.
Billy Donnelly. Did I see you play live down the Pierhead a few years ago? Think it was early morning or dinner time. It's weird because a mutual friend, CC, was talking about you the day before. Yes, you did. A few years ago. I think he did.
Was it Liverpool Loves?
Yeah, it was the one Albert Dock.
My old band played that as
It
well.
was Charlie, Peter and Nick. Yes, you did, mate. I think Cass played that day. Billy Donnelly again. Without including the Beatles, who's your favourite Scouse band?
Echo and the Bunny.
Jesus.
The lads, Cass, the Sums and the Real People.
Space.
And Spaceman, yeah? The Lightning. I love all Liverpool bands, mate.
Bunny Men are my best. Oh, and the Icicle Works.
Do you know what though, like it
I
all?
don't like the Icicle Works.
I do.
Proper, like, I reckon a band that everyone should like is Steele and The Massacre.
Favourite Scouse bands? There's loads of them, man. I reckon at the moment, I think the Sums get me more excited when I go to watch them play live. They're the best band out there in Liverpool right now. Yeah. Biggsy's band, the Sums.
Biggsy's class.
How far do you all want to take this?
Just bringing singles out and pushing it as far as you can, really, innit? Yeah. You're in uncertain times, so you don't know how far you can take it until things open up again.
I'm up. As far as it lets us. That's all I've got to say now.
Yeah.
Are you sure? How far do you want to take?
As far as we can go until we can't do it anymore. It doesn't matter what happens as long as we're doing it and enjoying it. And everyone else is enjoying it, do you know what I mean?
Thanks for all your questions. Here's a premiere for the new video, Invisible World. Take care.
steam train I can't hide. Oh, take me far away. Oh, I'll fix myself today. To